I'm Megan O'Leary, and this is your UFC Minute. Remember when we were telling you that you shouldn't miss this past weekend's monumental super fight? I hate to be that person, but we told you so. The fans were buzzing, the world was watching, and the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas was at capacity last weekend when the UFC welterweight champion challenged the middleweight title holder in an epic super fight. When it was over, he had silenced the critics and made history as one of only a handful of fighters to become a world champion in 2 weight classes. That's it for today. Stay tuned for your next UFC Minute, and I'll see you at the fights.
And coming up next, our main event, a matchup for the UFC middleweight division title. Well, here's a man with every skill in the book. He has realized the UFC title in the past, the former UFC middleweight champion Luke Rockhold. Some of the best kicks in the game. And the jiu-jitsu, just a remarkable grappler with a lot of instinctive skills on the ground, as conditioned as any athlete on the roster. Luke Rockhold, on his best night, still the man many believe to be the best 185-pound fighter on the UFC roster.
As he makes his way towards this cage, he believes this is his time. He believes he is destined to take this title. His preparation for this bout has gone absolutely according to plan. He's in fantastic shape with a great game plan, and he expects to walk out of this cage tonight as the new champion.
So here's the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world making the walk, looking to defend his title. It is certainly something that he's been able to do in the past. He has been challenged on this title run. It's not as though he has run roughshod through this division, but they're all still chasing him at 185 pounds tonight. At least on paper, could be his most difficult challenge to date.
The champion is in focus. He is in his prime. He's making his way towards the cage. His training for this camp has been absolutely spectacular. He believes he has a solid game plan, and his mentality coming into this fight is clear and focused.
Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. Rockhold is 16 years the elder. He will have a...
Here you go, first one, you ready? Are you ready?
All right, here we go, UFC middleweight championship fight. This should be good. Well, nice to see him turn around quickly here tonight after becoming a simultaneous 2-division UFC champion by knockout, no less. So no judges needed that night, and he has said... Whoa!
Oh, look at this! Who saw that coming? That's it! strike here to end the fight early in the first.
Yeah, we're just getting going, and now the fight's over, but excellent striking technique to land that shot and ultimately finish the fight here in the first. You've heard us say it before, but sometimes when you catch a guy cold before he's had a chance to get going in the fight, it can have a bigger effect. It certainly did here tonight.
And here's the end. Let's see it one more time. Look at the power in this hook as it lands for the knockout. Here we see it again. Ba-boom!
And there's the UFC middleweight king. Best fighter in the world at 185 pounds. What a knockout he turned in here tonight. And here once more, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki is called to stop to this contest at 44 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world.
And still the king of the 185-pounders. There he is, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion after the knockout tonight in his title defense. And that's got to feel pretty good. There were a lot of people backing the #1 contender coming in here tonight, but he certainly muted all of that noise and then some. The celebration is on in the corner. Congratulations to the reigning, defending, still undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world.
Hey everyone, I'm Megan O'Leary, and here's what you need to know for your UFC Minute. If there was a hole in the fight game of this rising middleweight star, it was clearly in his stand-up attack. But this week, he announced that he was leaving his longtime team in order to join up with a new team that guarantees an intriguing new look that will result in plenty of knockout victories. That's it for today. Stay tuned for your next UFC Minute, and I'll see you at the fights.
And coming up next, our main event, a matchup for the UFC middleweight division title. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. More than 5 years apart, with similar height and reach. We send it inside the octagon. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. When the action begins, our referee in charge, Mario Yamasaki. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It's time! 5 rounds.
Here we go. First round, you ready?
All right, here we go. UFC Middleweight Championship is on the line. All right, so here is the UFC champion trying to make good on yet another UFC title defense. And how good was that effort the last time, Joe Rogan? He won the fight by... Huge right hand!
The champ is in big trouble. He's in...
Whoa! He's got him hurt here.
Oh, look at this. Who saw that coming?
Oh, straight right. Throwing that jab yet again out of range.
Oh, 1-2.
How about that shin? Oh, slips to avoid the right. Punch coming, it's blocked.
Hit him
That
hard
is a
with that
big
hook.
We'll see if he can follow it up.
This could be it right here.
Goes down again.
Oh, that's it.
This is it.
And he got the victory from ruthless, brutal ground and pound.
Yeah, Joe, the finish comes courtesy of some outstanding ground and pound, and it's one thing to try to score when you have your opponent in a compromised position on the ground. It's another thing to try to end the fight, and that's exactly what he was trying to do here tonight. Elbows and punches and hammer fists, one weapon after the next, and ultimately the knockout materializes. Nicely done there.
Let's take a look at that again. Check out this angle here. Bang.
And there he is, our UFC middleweight champion of the world. What an outstanding knockout here to finish the job tonight. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee...
Hey everyone, I'm Megan O'Leary, and here's what you need to know for your UFC Minute. In mixed martial arts, if you're not evolving, you're losing. So, in an effort to make sure he continues on the right path to the top of the middleweight division, this fighter announced this week that in order to keep building his skill set, he was packing his bags and leaving the gym where he got his start. That's it for today. Stay tuned for your next UFC Minute, and I'll see you at the fights.
And coming up next, our main event, a matchup for the UFC middleweight division title. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. So more than 15 years, the gap in age between these two fighters. Some differences in height and reach as well. We send it inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Yves Loving. And now!
Are you ready? You ready?
All right, here we go. The wait is over. The UFC's 185-pound title is up for grabs right here, right now. All right, so here we go with round one of this UFC middleweight championship fight. The consensus #1 and #2 185-pounders on the roster. The middleweight champion has defended the title several times, now looking to do just that here tonight. His last defense, he got off to an outstanding start. That is something his opponent will be looking to prevent here tonight.
Now he moves to full guard.
Both fighters back to their feet now. Joe, your thoughts on what we might see here early?
One thing to really look out for from Johnny Hendricks in this fight is his left hook. It is a particularly powerful punch. Good body kick by Hendricks there.
Taken down by Hendricks.
Gets the back.
Well, he's doing a nice job, Joe, staying busy here fighting off of his back.
Working from the mounted crucifix.
Lands a strike there. Under 3 minutes to go in round one. And there comes the separation now. Another takedown attempt here.
Nice punch in the clinch.
Hendricks gets in the clinch yet again. Let's see if he can get the offense going here.
Look at that jab. Nice.
Oh, Hendricks gets tagged yet again. It's hard to remember a fight in which he has been hit this often. There's that head kick. Well, that kick landed the body beautifully placed right underneath that elbow. Let's see if he makes the adjustments now defensively. Wow!
Oh, he got flipped there. He got hurt. Hard left hand. Out of nowhere, this choke. And he's out of the guillotine. Oh, and reversed. He's looking to take the back.
Right punches there. Hendricks gets the back. And they separate.
Oh, he's out.
He's out!
Oh, he dropped him. Landed a gigantic kick for the knockout.
Well, that was a no-doubter, Joe, and he's made a career of knocking guys out with kicks, but that one right there might have just been the best yet. Caught the opponent flush, full force, outstanding extension with the leg, and really once he connected with the target, you knew the end of the fight was coming, and immediately his opponent goes to the canvas. A major, major result here in this division tonight.
Check it out here. Boom! And that is all she wrote.
And there he is, our UFC middleweight champion of the world. What an outstanding knockout here to finish the job tonight. Now we go inside the octagon. Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Loving has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 8 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight.
You right, coming up next.